Here are the artifacts I have for 10th edition. This is the last video. I've already told you a lot about how I came about these cards in previous videos. So I'm just going to launch right into them and make a short video with the artifacts. So the Hive is a 5-drop. When you pay an additional 5 and you tap it, you put a 1/1 insect, which is right here. I have no idea how you could play this card. You've already played 10 mana to drop this single wasp 1/1 with flying. I just can't see anybody ever playing this card. It's definitely a junk rare in my humble opinion. And I'm also got the lands in here, a couple of them. Jamivaya Coast is a Simic card, green and blue, and it deals 1 damage to you if you get that color when you're missing it. Mindstone, which I hear was one of the voted cards from previous editions that was put in, is a 2-drop, and when you tap it, add 1 to your mana pool. If you play 1 more and you tap it, you can sacrifice it and draw a card. That's not terrible. It's a lot like one of these clue stones that we have in Dragon's Maze. Terramorphic Expanse is a great card, just like Evolving Wild is. You sacrifice it, search your library for a basic land card and put it into play tap, then shuffle your library. Leonin Scimitar, which I think was in Miradan, is a 1-drop artifact equipment, and the creature gets +1/+1 and it only takes 1 to equip it. Steel Golem, 3/3/4. It says you can't play creature spells. I'll have to think about this card. I read it and I was like, oh, I gotta think about that. Juggernaut, which I think is also from Miradan, is a 4/5/3. It attacks each turn able, and it cannot be blocked by walls. However, often people play walls when you play against them. Not that often, I guess. Phyrexian Vault is a 3-drop artifact, and for 2 more, and you tap it, sacrifice a creature, you get to draw a card. Could be useful, I'm not sure. Then you've got, I think I've got them all right next to each other. Yeah, I've got them all right next to each other. So what I've got right here is a cycle that went into, I think, many of the core sets, which is really for the 5 colors. If you play this artifact for 2, they're all 2-drops. Whenever a player plays a, fill in the 5 colors, you gain 1 life. Each one, you gain 1 life. So instead of just going through all 5 individually, I'll just put them right side by side. The only thing that changes in this cycle is the artwork and the color of the spell. They're all uncommon, they're all 2-drops, and they'll give you 1 life as an artifact. So okay. Then back to the other artifacts. You've got Whisper Silk Cloak. It's a 3-drop artifact equipment. Equipped creature is unblockable and has Shroud. That could be good. It takes 2 to equip. That's not terrible. Coat of Arms. Each creature, and this must mean every creature, including your opponents, gets +1/+1 for each other creature in play that shares a creature type with it. And it's got an example of how it would add up. Bottled Genomes, you can sacrifice it and you gain 3 life, and it's already a creature, 3/1/3. I guess it's alright. Citadel Flute, which I really want to play if I buy a digital copy online. It's a 5-drop, and for X, you can search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less. Reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your library. I think this is more like a little bit like Birthing Pod, if I remember correctly how Birthing Pod goes. Chromatic Star, which is considered definitely a modern staple. It's a 1-drop artifact. For 1 and you tap it, you sacrifice it, and you can add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. And when it's put into a graveyard from play, you draw a card. So that's got a couple of advantages. It's light, it'll give you any color, and you get a card. No wonder it's a staple. Razormane Masticore is a 5/5/5 with 1st strike, red. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice it unless you discard a card. At the beginning of your draw step, you may have the Masticore deal 3 damage to target creature. Not a staple, but definitely I'm sure somebody could find it to be useful. Fountain of Youth, I think this is the last one. Here we go. Fountain of Youth, you gain 1 life after you pay 2, and it's an artifact, and it's got 0 casting cost. I really like it when a card has 0 casting cost. Composite Golem is a 6/4/4. You sacrifice it and you add a color of each of the 5 to your mana pool. Maybe if you're trying to do one of these things where the win condition is having all the colors, that would help, but it's still a 6-drop. Mantis Engine is a 5/3/3. Normaling artifacts for 4/3/3 to be the equivalent of a creature that's 3/3/3, but this one's got a little more of a cost, so it's got to have some sort of an advantage. So for 2 against flying until end of turn, that's nice. For 2 against first strike until end of turn, that's also nice. Ornithopter, which has been reprinted many times in multiple sets. It's a 0-drop 0/2 with flying, and it's an artifact creature, and I see that being useful. Spellbook, you have no maximum hand size, and Icy Manipulator, and Spellbook is also another 0 casting cost artifact. That's really nice. Icy Manipulator is a 4-drop with 1 more, and you tap it, you can tap target artifact, creature, or land. And as promised, this is a much shorter video than the color videos.